Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Seducing the Enemy by Shayla Black, narrated by Jason Clark. Chapter 1. Dallas, 4 p.m. Jet. She's late. Maybe she's not coming, asshole. That's a distinct possibility. What did you expect? You're the enemy. I am, and she's too smart not to realize I'm springing a trap. She also knows I'm powerful enough to destroy her and all she holds dear. But I'd rather not. Does she know that too? I shove the thought away. What's in Whitney Chancellor's mind and heart now shouldn't matter. She made a choice, and I'm going to make her regret it. You made a choice too, and she probably hates your fucking guts for it. But that doesn't change anything. If she doesn't show today, I'll keep coming at her. I have ways to bend her to my will. She will give me what I want. I tap an impatient thumb on the charred wood of the hand-scraped bar. The faux rustic room is designed to be a laid-back watering hole, but since it sits in the middle of a horribly pretentious hotel in an exclusive 5-star part of town, I'm calling bullshit. I've been here 10 minutes, and I already despise this place. You're just nervous. No shit. But this site is less than 2 miles from her house, so I'm here. It's been 8 years, and I traveled halfway around the world for this. For her. That doesn't mean she'll come, especially since you ordered her to. In hindsight, that may not have been my best strategy, but cushioning my approach would have been counterproductive. It's best if she understands I'm a world-class bastard, and nothing, not even her, will soften me. Whitney has probably discerned that. After all, I've put her in a terrible position. One of two things will happen next. She'll sweetly capitulate like she seemingly did all those years ago, or she'll tell me to go fuck myself. With her, I've got a 50-50 shot. I'm almost hoping she chooses the latter. At the sound of heels clicking across the tile floors in the otherwise empty bar, I snap around, and I nearly drop my jaw. Holy motherfucking son of a bitch. Why is Whitney still so beautiful that when I see her, I struggle to string two thoughts together? She approaches me, dark hair curling past her elbows, mouth rosy, jewelry understated, ankle strap heels, classic, and black dress instantly sweat-inducing. A band of fabric hugs her neck like a collar, intermittent, gradually widening strips strung together only by a loose lacing of satin playing a daring peekaboo with her exposed skin in between, tapers down, ending with a black leather belt that cinches her small waist. Her shoulders are covered, so are her tits. Barely. But I can't not see their tempting swells or the soft valley in between. The skirt ends halfway down her sleek thighs, where another subtle row of crisscrossed ribbons mirrors the bodice detail just above her flirty hem. Two things are immediately obvious. I still can't look at Whitney without desperately craving her. And she isn't wearing a goddamn bra. This dress would make any other woman look like a whore. Somehow, she elevates it to elegant. Clearly, she came to make me suffer. She stops at the bar less than 3 feet from me, and I'd be a lying SOB if I said my heart wasn't pounding. Whitney. She turns to glance at me over her shoulder, hazel eyes full of anger. Jet, what do you want? A dangerous question. To talk, for starters. I don't have anything to say to you. She's lying. So you don't want to save your brother? Her expression spits hostility. You know I do, or I wouldn't be here. Yes, just like I know she's incredibly loyal to him. She'd do anything for him. I'm banking on that. Whitney sets her small, chic purse on the bar, laying her left hand on top of it. She's wearing an engagement ring. Fuck, it's not even subtle. It's a statement rock designed to flash a warning to every other man to back the hell off. Too bad for her fiancé. Nothing will make me comply. Congratulations. I cast a pointed glare at her ring. Who's the lucky dick?
None of your business. I presume you summoned me here to negotiate?
I nod and try to keep my cool. I'd much rather seduce her, and she probably knows that. It kills me to remember I was the first man to lay his lips on hers, the first man to possess her mouth. She was a very sweet 16 to my horny 21. I was old enough to know better, but too desperate to touch her to care. Almost. By sheer willpower, I stopped myself short of doing something her very affluent family would have insisted I go to prison for. In the end, my restraint didn't matter. Nearly slipping that one moment cost me everything. That seems like a lifetime ago. Her hypnotic eyes aren't filled with innocence anymore. Nope. When she looks at me now, I see venom.
What's your offer?
She demands. In a hurry? Why don't we have a drink? I haven't seen you in a long time. She scoffs.
Let's not pretend I matter to you.
I raise a brow at Whitney. She does matter, but admitting that would only weaken my position. Humor me. After all, it's my $40 million.
Fine.
She lifts one delicate shoulder like she doesn't care, but I can read her. On some level, I get to her, and she hates that.
Vodka cranberry, make it a double.
I acknowledge her with a curt nod. Then I motion to the bartender, who takes our order.
You're not drinking with me?
She scowls. I never drink. I haven't since that summer. Whitney's gaze probes me for a long moment.
Because you're a control freak?
You have no idea. I smile. You can call me names and divert the subject all day. That doesn't change why we're here.
So you're going to lend Vance $40 million to save his company?
Which should have been our company.
You lost that lawsuit.
Because your brother is a lying, thieving snake. And you helped him, didn't you? She arches her dark brow at me.
Is all this charm how you've become so successful?
Life has apparently roughed up my sweet princess and given her a stronger spine. I like it. Breaking her will definitely be more fun. No, I'm successful because I'm ruthless. She says nothing, but her silence concedes the point. She knows. That's enough for now. When the bartender sets her drink down, she grabs the elegant tumbler like it's a lifeline. That's the only outward clue that I make her nervous. It's the perfect time to make myself clear. The $40 million is a buyout, not a loan.
He won't agree.
Then I can wait for him to go bankrupt and buy it up for pennies on the dollar. She glares at me.
How do you know we don't have other financing?
If you did, you wouldn't be here. The way she purses her lips is a confession. She's out of options.
Why do you imagine Vance will listen to me?
He needs the money too badly not to.
He'll never sell to you.
Does she think I'm going to give either of them a choice? I'll make sure he has the right incentive. That sets her on edge, as it should.
Like what?
Leave that to me. Whitney tries to shrug like it's irrelevant, but I see through her. She knows she's cornered. That does my black heart good.
Whatever, she says flippantly. What's your proposal? What do I have to agree to so my brother gets the money?
We're having a drink first, remember?
I'm having a drink. You're watching me for reasons I can only guess at.
She shouldn't have to guess too hard, especially when she's dressed like that. Then again, she's likely baiting me for a reaction. Oh, she'll get it. But not now. When I'm ready. Tell me what you've been up to since I last saw you. I keep the words soft, but there's an underlying command. Whitney feels it. She stiffens.
Not much to tell that I'm sure you didn't find out for yourself. I finished high school. Then I attended Stanford and earned my economics degree. I stayed to finish my MBA. I've been home a handful of weeks trying to help Vance unravel this situation, and here I am.
I knew all that. She's intentionally not telling me what I really want to know. Who has she dated? Who else has she kissed? Who fucked her first? Who fucked her last? Who does her goddamn heart belong to? Patience, I tell myself, swallowing back all my questions. I will find out.
What about you?
There's the subject change again. Why? She can't possibly believe I'm going to give her anything she can use against me. After the last summer I saw you, I dropped out of college so I could bartend by night and spend my days developing an even more profitable intellectual property. It was the perfect setup for me. Almost. Entire days to push myself to create an even better app than the one Vance had stolen from me. Full nights of making money and hooking up with her acquaintances. That disappointed the hell out of my dad. Even my older brother, Quint, lectured me about throwing my future down the toilet. But Whitney was always in the back of my mind, haunting me. I had everything to prove. I launched the following year. To success beyond my dreams, which spawned a massive tech company that now circles the globe.
Tell me about your mother.
I sigh. It's the one weakness I'll show Whitney, because under all the animosity, she's too human to use my pain against me. She died 4 years ago. Breast cancer. That horrible night. I sobbed and held her hand, watching as she took her very last breath. It still fucking hurts every time I think about it. Whitney's face softens.
I'm sorry. I know you two were close.
Yes. And I haven't been close to anyone since. I've tried. My brother and I have a better relationship now. My sisters, Ivy and Lacey, have reached out again and again. But it's me. Something inside me is dead. I'm almost ashamed to admit that getting beyond my grief didn't cure my toxicity, probably because my mother wasn't the cause. The poison is all about Whitney, about the way she stabbed me in the back and left me to bleed out.
I understand. I miss my dad,
she murmurs softly. I heard about his car accident. I'm sorry. I genuinely mean that. She's had a terrible few years, too. Some part of me that still gives a shit about her, no matter how hard I've tried not to, empathizes. That part wants to reach out and hold her, soothe her, and tell her I'm here for her. The rest of me has learned better.
Thank you,
she murmurs. Silence falls again, and Whitney clutches her purse like she's nervous as she downs the last of her drink. Next time she looks at me, she's glaring. Her shields are up once more.
So, now that we've caught up and you've watched me drink, what do you want?
In exchange for $40 million to save your brother's financial ass, I smile tightly. You? She swallows like my words unnerve her, but she doesn't look surprised in the least.
I'm engaged.
That's not my problem. Slowly, she closes her eyes. To brace herself? To hide her fury from me? Finally, she nods.
What are your terms?
1 week. For me to be your whore? She's trying to bait me. You putting an ugly spin on our arrangement isn't going to make me change my mind. She clenches her delicate jaw.
What do you expect?
I'll send a car to pick you up at precisely 9 o'clock. Bring nothing with you. Anything you need, I'll provide. When you arrive, the front door will be unlocked. Once inside, you will strip. And you will kneel. Then you will wait for me. You will be completely mine. While you're with me, you will forget 2 things. Any other man who's ever fucked you, and the word no. You will do anything I desire with, to, or for me during our week together. Am I clear?
You're a bastard.
That can't be a surprise.
No.
Are you refusing? Whitney hesitates.
No.
Triumph spikes. I lay a 20 on the bar for her drink. You accept? You'll get in my car tonight. She looks down at the bar like she's ashamed. She makes me wait and sweat and worry that she'll refuse. But we both know she won't. For her brother's sake, she can't.
Yes,
she finally whispers. I settle a finger under her chin. Look at me when you answer.
Yes, I'll come be your $40 million piece of ass for the week.
With a jerk of her head, she pulls away.
Don't touch me until then.
I smile at her show of spirit. It's intriguing, but it won't last. I'll make sure of that. You have 4 hours to get yourself in order. After that, I trail off into a smile. Let her imagine the worst. I'm sure she thinks I intend to use her horribly and cause her pain. Quite the opposite. I'm going to give her so much pleasure she'll lose her mind. And surrender her heart? Since I can't afford to listen to the mocking voice in my head, I shove it aside and slide a burner phone across the bar to her. She picks it up, then frowns.
What's this for?
To contact me in case you choose to back out. If not, at 9:45 you will text me to verify your arrival. Make no mistake, Whitney, this device only allows you to call or text me. So don't bother trying to use it to contact anyone else so you can tell them where to find you for the next week. I send her a cold smile. It will be our secret. I toss those words she uttered to me long ago back in her face. Predictably, she blanches.
I hate you.
I don't care. I'll see you this evening. I force myself to walk away. The rest is up to her. But I've dangled the carrot, and I've cornered her. She'll come. She'll submit. Then I'll make her pay. Jet. 8 years earlier. I shouldn't put my hands on Whitney Chancellor. Really, I shouldn't. But the princess is right there, mere feet away by the shimmering pool, wearing a pink bikini and soaking in the sun. Her long, dark waves brush the swells of her pert ass as she sways to the sexy ballad of the summer. For fuck's sake, I need to keep my distance. But how? Especially today. Tiptoeing across the back patio, I sneak up behind her, cover her eyes, and whisper in her ear. Happy 16th birthday, Whitney. She whirls around and flashes me rosy cheeks and a flirtatious grin. She might still be too young, but nothing about the way I want her is innocent. I'm 21. I know better. I shouldn't make a move on my best friend's little sister, especially before she's grown. But during the past 2 months, she's been just beyond my reach, wearing next to nothing to combat this heat wave and tossing me come-hither glances. My impatience to have her under me chafes. I'm almost beyond caring what I should do. It's bad, like masturbation in the shower twice a day bad. Still, I can't not wish her a happy birthday, right?
Thanks. Is that for me?
Her gaze falls on the fluffy cupcake on the nearby patio table. Of course. I retrieve the pink frosting confection and hold it out to her. Unlike Whitney, I didn't grow up with money. Despite having $5 left to my name, I used half of it to buy her something I hoped would make her happy. I watch as she plucks it up. She licks her way through the frosting before taking a delicate bite.
So good.
I swallow back a groan. It doesn't matter that I jacked off not an hour ago. I'm harder than ever for her.
Thanks for remembering, Jet,
she murmurs. I try not to focus on the way her pretty pink tongue peeks out as she licks residual frosting from her plump lips. Yeah, sure.
It means a lot to me. I'm pretty sure my brother forgot. Tell me again why you're friends?
Despite knowing she's teasing me, I'm still tongue-tied. We're, going into business together. She knows that dumb shit. Whitney smiles.
I remember the spiel. You've got the brains, Vance has the connections, and you're both ambitious as hell. You'll succeed. How's it going? Almost done?
Yeah, almost. We've logged in a ton of hours, but I've nearly finished the coding, and he's been writing up the business plan and making lists of people to contact. We should be ready to launch before we go back for our senior year, so just a few weeks now. Her smile dims.
I'll miss you when you're gone.
You will? She's always been flirty, but this is the first time she's stated her feelings outright.
Sure.
She backs up and gives me a suddenly nervous, nonchalant shrug.
It will be so much quieter when you and my brother are gone. Who will I nag about hogging the TV late at night while you play Xbox and refuse to share your tequila? Who will play Monopoly with me until 4 a.m. when I can't sleep?
Maybe that's true. And maybe she's saying that in case she thinks I don't like her that way. But I have, from the moment I met her 8 weeks ago, when I first stepped foot onto the Chancellor estate. Everything around her is ornate, too traditional, stuffy. Perfect. Except Whitney. She's all the beauty, but she's also a new spring breath of fresh air. Vance would have my ass if he knew what I wanted to do to his little sister. He's protective, but the way she's looking at me proves her thoughts aren't a little girl's. They're a woman's. I hope that's not all you'll miss about me. I tuck a strand of hair behind her ear. I'm sure going to miss more than that about you.
Yeah?
She bites her lip and sends me a flirty glance through her dark lashes.
If I wanted something for my birthday, would you give it to me?
I'd give you the world if I could afford it. But I can't. I hate that I wasn't raised rich, like her. I barely have 2 nickels to rub together. She deserves better. Whitney sets the rest of the cupcake aside and eases closer. She looks nervous as she shakes her head.
I don't want you to buy me anything. My parents have already given me tons.
That's true, but I admire that she's not a typical spoiled little rich girl who doesn't see her good fortune. Then what can I give you, princess?
A kiss.
She looks so earnest.
Please, you'll be the first.
My heart stops as I stare at her tempting mouth. I don't know if that's a good idea, Whitney. I manage to get the words out, but my protest is weak. How can it be anything else when I want her so badly?
Maybe not, but I think you want to. I see the way you look at me.
It would be easier to lie and tell her she's mistaken, but I can't crush her. I want to, but Vance...
He has nothing to do with us. In case you hadn't guessed, I just want a kiss.
It's wrong, and I know it, but I thread our fingers together for one simple reason. I like you too. I think about you a lot, but you're underage.
I'm not a child.
She's really not. She's actually pretty mature. God knows her body is filled out in all the right places, like a full-grown woman's. You have no idea how badly I want to say yes. A new smile brightens her face.
Really?
Yeah, I admit roughly as I stare at the 3 stories of windows that make up the back of the vast house. Vance could be watching us even now. But we can't, not here. I drop Whitney's hand.
Definitely not here.
She agrees.
I'll be in my room, Jet. Waiting.
Then she takes her cupcake and her music and disappears inside. I heave a deep breath as I watch her go, the tiny triangle of fabric revealing more of her ass than it covers. God, I want her. I crave her so badly I'm shaking. I shouldn't give in. I should stop myself from even laying a finger on her. But she's giving me the chance to kiss her, be the first man to take her lips. That does something to me. Lights my possessive fire. Makes me want to growl that she's mine. It's wrong, and it's dangerous, and I should have my fucking head examined. Knowing the feel of her will only make my lust burn 1,000,000 times hotter. But I don't care. I'm going to do it. I'm going to kiss Whitney Chancellor. Dragging in a breath, I push my way into the house and look around. It's empty. Her dad is at work. Her mom is out getting stuff for Whitney's party tonight. Vance is in the study on a conference call. It's now or never. Resolution firing up my veins, I march upstairs. Whitney's door is cracked. I see her pacing. I ease in, heart pounding, and shut the door behind me. She stops and blinks up, meeting my stare.
Jet?
Am I going to kiss her? That's the subtext of her question. I nod and stalk across the room, every move clipped, as if I need to leave all my doubts behind, as if I can't reach her fast enough. Finally, I cup her cheek and slide against her body. My free hand palms her nape. Willingly, she tilts her head and meets my stare. It's not merely that she's looking at me, but the way she's doing it. Like she's completely open to me. Like she's completely mine. Whitney, there's nothing else to say when the candy lips I want are so sweetly parted, just inches under my own. I bend to her, dragging my thumb across her so soft cheek, and watch her wide hazel eyes slide shut. Fuck, this is surreal, but it's the best dream imaginable. Princess Whitney wants me, and all I have to do to please her is take her mouth with my own. Yes. Finally, I touch my lips to hers. I hear her little indrawn breath. She tenses against me, fingers digging into my shoulders. But the way she's wriggling to get closer tells me she's every bit as nervous and eager as I am. This means something to her. Every bit as much as it means to me. I sink into the kiss. She puckers, and it's sweetly unpracticed. I regroup and redouble my effort until she's less hesitant. Then I nudge her lips apart. She offers no resistance, shyly softening and conforming herself to me. Need and impatience claw at my restraint. I'm slipping. A groan tears free when I slide inside Whitney's mouth. She welcomes me, and she's like sugar on my tongue. I clutch her tighter as I deepen the kiss. She's with me, pucker for pucker, tongues stroking, lips clinging, breaths harsh. Suddenly, she's sinking onto her bed. I follow her down, wholly unwilling to stop kissing her, especially when her body is under mine. We're alone, and she's so obviously consenting. As if my hands have a mind of their own, my palms wander her curves, skating the valley of her waist, cupping her hips, clutching her thighs. Then her legs are around me. I'm pressing my unflagging erection against her damp bikini bottoms, and our bodies are moving together as one. Fuck, I don't think I've ever been this hot. Whitney gropes until she circles my wrist, then lifts my hand. Suddenly, I'm cradling the tender weight of her breast in my palm. I groan. The subversive part of me needs to know just how aroused she is, so I thumb her nipple. She breaks our kiss to toss her head back and cries my name. Chet! Oh, princess, you feel amazing. I squeeze her mound and close my eyes, letting go for this one moment. I haven't done anything irrevocable to her. I can stop any time. Right? Under me, she shimmies and rocks. Pleasure jolts me with every move. The minute I realize we're going through all the motions of sex with our clothes on is also the moment my hand seems to get its own ideas and shoves aside the little scrap of pink covering her breast. My mouth gets on the bandwagon and sucks the pretty dark nipple I just exposed, tonguing it until her back arches and her whimpers fill my head. Jesus, I'm going to come. Princess, I pant. We've got to stop. She shakes her head, trembling when my exhalations fall on her straining nipple. We don't. Please, I want you. I want all of you. Whitney doesn't give me time to think, just wraps herself around me, arms, legs, lips, and wordlessly begs me for more. I shake. The thought of being inside her nearly sends me over the edge. Sure, I've had sex. Hurried high school sex. Drunken frat party sex. We just met in a bar sex. Friends with benefits sex. Even screwing an ex-girlfriend's mother sex. But I've never wanted any woman the way I want Whitney. I'm in love with her. I think I have been half the summer. Princess, but what am I saying? I know what I should do, should say. With Whitney, none of that seems to make much difference. Please don't say no. I filter through all my arguments. Vance, her age, what's right and wrong. I've already hit those. They don't matter to her. I'm not even sure how much they really matter to me. You're a virgin, I finally say. So? She blinks up at me, looking somewhere between earnest and tearful. I love you. Oh, fuck. I hold her tighter. In all my wildest dreams, I never imagined she was feeling what I was. I love you too. Whitney's smile lights up my world. Then she tosses off her bikini top.
That's all that matters. Make love to me.
I can't give you anything.
All I want is you.
She clings to me and presses a kiss to my lips.
Please.
I have to go back to college in a few weeks. She nods.
I know, but I'll still be waiting here for you next summer. And I get that you're worried about Vance, but...
He's my best friend. He'd kill me for touching you. She presses a finger over my lips.
It will be our secret.
There's a no perched on the tip of my tongue, but she muzzles it by lifting her hips to me and closing her eyes with a moan. Shit, I've got to stop this. Soon. Just one more minute. Then I lose myself in her kiss again, in the feel of her slender body undulating beneath me, in the way her gaze clings to me with love when I take her nipple in my mouth. She's all cotton candy sweetness and sweet 16 perfection. I want her so badly. Every fucking part of my body hurts. Is going behind everyone's backs and rushing into this good for her? No, I've got to stop this now. I sigh. Whitney. Behind me, the door to her bedroom slams open. You son of a bitch, get the fuck off my sister! Vance. I jump to my feet and block his view of Whitney with my body. It's not what I think, he sneers. No, it's exactly what he thinks. Get out! Whitney screams at her brother. Neither of us budges. I won't leave her alone to endure her brother's wrath, and he won't leave me alone with temptation. I would never hurt her, I promise. He snorts, silently admonishing me that it's too late. When did you start fucking her? I hold up both hands. Dude, I didn't... Vance silences me with a cross to the jaw. What are you doing? Whitney screeches. Stop! Don't touch my sister again. He points a finger in my face. Ever. I fucking trusted you. He did. He invited me into his house and let me stay with him so I would have all summer to write code instead of heading back to my hometown in nowhere, Colorado, to make minimum wage shoveling horse shit, or whatever my dad says, builds character. Don't get me wrong, I need the money. But if this app takes off like I think it will, money won't be a problem anymore. I can't believe this is how you repay me. Vance gestures to Whitney, who's got her arms crossed over her bare breasts. I'm sorry. Vance grunts. You will be, asshole, once I take it out of your hide. At the time, I thought he was just lashing out. I thought he'd get over his anger and we'd go back to normal. I thought Whitney would believe me when I told her at the end of the summer that none of my feelings for her had changed, to give her brother time, and we'd work things out between the two of us somehow. I believed her when she kissed me one last time and said she'd be waiting. But I was wrong. So fucking wrong. I learned that weeks later, when Vance, with an LLC he created alone, launched our app without me. My idea, everything I'd spent months innovating and coding, my one chance at being someone and crawling out of the blue-collar middle class I've always despised. All stolen from me. My best friend left me with nothing. And when push came to shove, Whitney backed him up by taking his side in my lawsuit. She ripped out my heart, too. I've never been the same. After that humiliation, I launched my own creation the following spring. Over the next half a decade, I amassed a tech empire that far surpasses anything Vance has accomplished. But I've spent 8 long, terrible years waiting for the day I could finally have my revenge. I waited for this day. I smile coldly. Now it's here. And this time, when she's broken, when I've fucked her out of my system, it will end on my terms.
Chapter 2. Present Day. Whitney. As I watch the hands of the clock tick away the last of my freedom, I wonder if I've gone insane. That's the only answer that makes sense. I should have refused Jet's insulting proposition. I should have spit in his face. I don't have that luxury. While I can criticize my brother for this financial mess, I was away at school when he needed me. Some of the blame rests on my shoulders. For the next 7 days, I have to let Jet Dean use me in whatever way he wants and hope he doesn't destroy me. Bitterly, I laugh. Every time he touches my life, it explodes into a fiery, horrific inferno, then leaves me standing in a heap of ash. It took me years to pick myself up after he left the first time. How much harder will it be this time after I share his bed? After I take him into my body? And what about the secret I'm keeping from him? A glance at the clock on my mantle tells me it's 8:58. A pair of headlights, slow, turn into my driveway and stop. The driver doesn't honk. I don't walk out right away. I have 2 minutes to decide what to do. On the table in front of me is my phone. Beside it sits the burner device. Which am I going to pick up? But I already know the answer. With a trembling hand, I grab my phone and hit the button to reach the person I call most. Whit, my brother answers. What's going on? I look at the clock. 8:59. I have less than 60 seconds to give Vance an excuse. It's too late to explain the truth. I'll be gone for the next week. I'll call you when I get home next Saturday night. Where are you going? He sounds confused. I can't say. Who are you going with? I can't tell you. What the fuck is happening? Now he sounds alarmed. I'm coming over there. Don't. I won't be here. Just trust me. I do, but this isn't like you. I'm doing what's best for both of us. Please try to stay out of trouble while I'm gone. Please, don't do anything, don't sign anything, don't... Yeah, you don't have to hound me. Yes, I do, and we both know it. I'm sorry, I say finally. I'll talk to you in a week. Can't you call me while you're away? Now he sounds downright worried. No. Even if I was allowed to bring my phone, I'm sure Jet will keep me too busy under his thumb and in his bed to even try. Outside, the headlights in my driveway flash off and on again. That's my cue. I have to go. Are you going to be all right? You're not doing anything dangerous, are you? I don't lie to him. At least not any more than I already am. I'll talk to you next week. I love you. That's something I never say, because sentiment annoys him, but I need to get the words out, just in case. Bye. Then I hang up. I don't reach out to my fiancé. He won't miss me. He doesn't care. He's probably spending his weekend with strippers and drugs. We both know I'm aware of his coping mechanisms. I'll deal with that mess when I get back. Resolved, I power down my phone, leaving it on the table. Vance will come over while I'm gone. He'll try to figure out where I went. He'll see my phone right away and realize that attempting to contact me is pointless. I grab the burner phone Jet foisted on me and rise on shaking legs. Outside, I lock my front door, tuck my house key into the flower pot on my porch, and make my way to the sleek black Mercedes sedan. It reminds me vaguely of a car my grandmother drove as a kid, but the warm, fuzzy ends there. As I approach, a tall stranger unfolds from the driver's seat and makes his way to me wordlessly, holding the back door open. I nod as I climb into the car. There's a partition between the driver and me. I hear him slide into the idling vehicle, but I can't see where he's taking me. I have no idea what's going on. I must be crazy. After a few turns, I lose track of where we're going. North, I think. We're on the highway now. The car is no longer starting and stopping with the traffic. So now this stranger behind the wheel is simply whisking me with no impediments toward my doom. I swallow and peer out the window into the night. Nothing. I see nothing but fields. Nothing is familiar. Nothing to use as a landmark to tell people where to find me if I'm in danger. I don't think Jet would hurt me. But I've been wrong about him before. I turn the phone he gave me over in my hands. It's not too late. I could still call him and tell him I've changed my mind. But why? Vance needs his cash and we have no new prospects. That's not the only reason, the seditious part of my brain whispers. If I'm being completely honest, I've waited 8 horrible years to set eyes and anything else I could on Jet Dean. If this is the only way I can have him, I'm willing to take my chances. But when I glance down at the device, digital numbers flash the time at me. 9:47. I'm 2 minutes late to text him. I don't hurry to rectify my lapse. Instead, I set the device in my lap and wait. I'm going to surrender to him. That's a given. And despite the fact I'm baiting the bull, I'm not going to make it easy. Suddenly, the phone in my hand vibrates. With a bracing breath, I answer. Yes, Jet?
You didn't text.
You made it clear that I would be at your beck and call once I was under your roof and in your bed. Until then, I'm still my own woman. Fuck off. He doesn't say anything for a long moment.
You know there are consequences for your defiance.
Of course. I'm looking forward to it. I'm in your car with your driver on the way to your location so I can be your sex slave for the week. I'd say you've already won, and that you shouldn't bother sweating the small stuff.
That's not how I operate.
He grates out, teeth obviously clenched. He's on edge, where I want him. It never has been. But learning a little give and take would be good for Jet, and it might be fun for me. Or it would if I wasn't risking everything to be with him.
Listen, Princess.
Goodbye. I hang up. A smile curls my mouth because I know I'm playing with fire. And I hope very much I'm going to enjoy getting burned. The car exits the highway and veers right, traveling down a winding 2-lane road that seemingly leads nowhere. I have to be patient. It's not as if I can ask the driver anything, much less plead for information. At exactly 10, the sedan rolls to a smooth stop. The engine goes silent. The driver exits and shuts his door. I hear boots crunch the gravel outside. Then my door opens, and the driver holds out a broad hand. With a nod, I take it. He assists me to my feet, then gestures me toward the house. But it's not a house, really. It's a massive, white French country estate in the middle of nowhere with a breathtaking fountain, perfectly trimmed evergreens, and ornate wrought iron front doors. I turn to the driver. What is this place?
Ja nie говорю по-английски,
he says with a shrug of his wide shoulders. He's speaking Russian, I think. Not that I know the language, but I can only imagine he's telling me he doesn't speak English. Leave it to Jet to think of everything. Even if I'd managed to sucker this guy into talking, we'd run straight into a language barrier. His ploy should probably scare me more, but he's always paid attention to detail, so I'm hardly surprised. Just slightly terrified. I understand. I lay a soft hand on his forearm. He nods and pulls away, casting a nervous glance back to the house. Does he suspect Jet is watching? He probably is. I don't bother the driver again. This is between Jet and me. My journey to the front door seems to last 1,000 steps, not because it's long, but because I take it slow. I want to make him wait and suffer, like I did. Finally, I push the grand front door open. The white marble floor gleams by the light of an elegant chandelier hanging from the barrel ceiling above. On an exquisite hall table to my right rests a glass of red wine, clearly for me. I pick it up and walk another few steps. I find a white wicker hamper with the lid open. An empty acrylic shoe storage box sits beside it. He wants me to undress for him, kneel for him, suck his cock, spread my legs, surrender. I sip my wine. He can wait. His stare is all over me. I can feel it. Somewhere, somehow, he's watching, and he's impatient. Ignoring the receptacles for my clothes, I wander through the house. It's devoid of humanity now, but it has life. I feel the echoes of happiness here. I can almost hear laughter. Once, someone lived a charmed existence under this roof, but not the current occupant. Not at this moment. Jet's brooding seethes through the silence. He wants me naked. Now. There must be something wrong with me. I'm impatient to give in to him. Hi, Jet, I call, my voice echoing across the tile. No reply. But I'm not fooled. He's here. He simply won't speak to me until I've stripped myself bare for him. I know that instinctively. I continue scoping the downstairs, winding past a staircase on the left, then into a beautiful white kitchen with hand-painted tile, a rough-hewn island, and dark rustic beams overhead. Through an arch, I find myself in a cozy family room with a massive stone hearth and simple furnishings, dressed up with colorful accents and an unassuming chandelier. I sink onto a footstool and look out the wall of glass to the backyard beyond. The swimming pool shimmers. The sound of cicadas singing lulls me. The twinkling summer stars lure me outside. Not even sure where I'm going or why, I walk out, leaving the door open as a clue for Jet. Not that he needs it. I still feel his eyes on me, but I want this last moment of freedom. I know he'll snatch it quickly and trap me under him for the next 7 days. That's a given. Stalling is both foolish and reckless, but I can't stop. If this is all the rebellion he'll allow me while we're together, I'm taking it. I want him to understand I'm not without my devices. By the pool, the breeze picks up and whips through my hair. I set my wine aside and pluck the elastic band from around my wrist, using it to wind my long hair on top of my head. Then I tread to the side of the crystal blue water and start shedding my clothes, shoes, dress, bra, underwear. In a blink, it's all gone, and I'm bare. I still don't know where Jet is, but his stare has intensified. There's no escape. I drag in a deep breath and walk into the warm water. It envelops me like a soothing blanket. Shutting my eyes, I sigh.
Are you incapable of following instructions?
I start at the sound of Jet's voice. Suddenly, he's standing at the edge of the pool, mere feet away. How did he sneak up on me so quickly? Never mind that. Will he give me another stitch to wear for the next 7 days? Turning, I cock my head at him to see he's still wearing the same designer suit. Not at all.
So you're merely choosing not to?
My smile is nothing short of mocking. Something like that.
You understand I'm going to make you regret that.
Excitement flips in my belly. I'm sure you'll try. Jet doesn't merely smile at my snarky reply. He actually laughs like there's a joke, and it's on me.
Out of the water.
Or
I'll make you suffer.
Thrill rushes through me. It dips low. I feel my sex swell and my womb clench. He won't actually hurt me. I know him well enough to know that. I've heard the whispers about who and what he is in bed. I already am. I'm giving up my work, my life, and my fiancé for a week, and I'm stuck with you. He rubs his palms together like they burn.
I'm going to count to 5. If I have to come in after you, I'll end our arrangement. You can go home. I'll take my 40 million and disappear. Your call.
Damn it. I pushed him. I don't think too hard, but he clearly wants some show of obedience. He wants proof I'm still choosing to be here, and he wants to know this week won't be a constant tug of war. I can't promise that, but I also can't risk calling his bluff. With a sigh, I wade back to the steps and slowly ascend. My shoulders break the surface of the pool, then my breasts, my hips, my thighs. Water clings and drips as I meet his gaze and make my way across the deck to him, one swaying step at a time. Possessive hunger blazes in his dark eyes. He wants me, just to fuck. Or for something more. I can't tell, but it's obvious he craves every inch of skin he sees. He's not even trying to hide it. Less than 2 feet from him, I bow my head, mostly because I can't stand the triumph on his face. But I've also heard the expectations he has of his lovers. I've wondered so many times if the whispers are true.
There were 3 parts of my command,
he points out. You will strip and you will kneel, then you will wait for me. I shiver. I remember.
Are you cold?
No. I can almost feel him smile.
You're finally naked. Part 2 now, please.
My head rebels against this, but something far lower flutters with thrill. What does that say about me? If I don't, I ask.
I won't keep fighting you, and I refuse to spend the next 7 days threatening you, Whitney. You agreed to my terms, and you got in my car. If you can't comply with these exceedingly simple commands, I'll turn around and leave. I doubt our paths will cross again.
He's right. I haven't seen Jet Dean except in tabloid rags since that summer all the promise between us burned away in a fiery blaze of betrayal. I nibble my bottom lip. Tick-tock. In my head, I hear time ticking away. I said yes in the bar because my only other choice is far less palatable. Now I just have to find the courage to surrender to the man I've considered both my first love and my enemy since 16. I swallow, steel myself, then kneel at his feet. The hard concrete beneath my knees presses unforgivingly into my skin. I'm still dripping, and the hot wind blows. Nothing about this is comfortable, but I don't move as Jet scrutinizes me. I feel every second of his stare. He grabs my left hand.
Take it off.
My engagement ring. I nod. It's always been a bit tight. At times, I would have sworn the diamond-encrusted band wrapped around my finger was somehow strangling me. What will you do with it?
Keep it with your clothing for the next 7 days. At the end of that time, if you want to return to him, slip it back on.
He shrugs.
I won't stop you.
I don't entirely believe he'll let me off that easily. Or is that wishful thinking? Then why not let me wear it? Wouldn't the reminder that you're temporarily screwing my fiancé out of his bride-to-be give you a thrill?
No.
His black eyes flash as he snatches my clothes from the table and into his grip.
I said naked. I meant naked. That means everything goes.
I've asked myself 100 times why Jet wants me for the next week. Certainly, if he was going to bail Vance out, the arrangement could have been done through lawyers, brokers, and bankers. Instead, he came to me with this indecent proposal. From the moment I read his note, I could only think of 2 possible reasons why he would contact me directly. First, he could be eager to humiliate me. I've known all along that he'd likely want to repay me for the ignominy he suffered that summer. I'm sure he's even thought a time or two that I'm partially to blame. The second, and much slimmer, possibility is that he's never forgotten me, and he now wants all the pleasure stolen from him that summer. Still, I don't hesitate another moment. I simply slide the rock off my finger. Does that please you? I hold it out to him. Sir. In the middle of pocketing the jewelry with a scowl, Jet freezes.
Yes. You've heard the gossip, I take it.
I have. I want to ask if it's true, but I don't. He rests his palm on my crown and threads his fingers through my hair before closing them under the elastic band holding my loose bun in place, tugging until I meet his gaze.
Everything goes, Whitney.
It's just a ponytail holder, I argue.
It's in my way.
As if his words settle the matter, he plucks the round elastic band from my hair deftly but inexorably. The skeins come tumbling down past my shoulders, clinging to my back and curling in at my waist. As he pockets my elastic band, heat flares in his inky eyes.
Wait here. Don't move.
Command rings in his voice. I don't dare cross him, even when he pivots around, turning his back on me utterly, and stalks back inside the house once more. My knees ache, and the wind grazes my damp nipples again. Still, I don't move, partly because I fear he'll leave if I do, and partly because I'm desperate to know what he'll do if I don't. So I'm alone with the night and my thoughts, with my regrets and worries. He's going to realize the truth quickly. Then what will you say? What defense can you possibly muster? The voice in my head is right, but I don't have any answers except the obvious. Jet Dean will know very quickly that I never got over him. On the one hand, I want the truth between us, because I'm dying to know if the knowledge will make a difference. On the other hand, once he realizes, I'll be so vulnerable it's terrifying. It only takes him a minute to reappear. My clothes are gone, but he's slung a fluffy white robe over one thick arm. His eyes are full of approval.
Excellent. I half expected to find you'd disobeyed me and retreated to some other corner of the house.
No. He holds out his hand to me. I hate the way I tremble as I take it, and he helps me to my feet.
Smart. Hold your arms out at your sides.
I do, and he slides the robe around me, then belts it at my waist.
Until 9 o'clock next Saturday night, you will not wear anything I don't provide. Is that clear?
Yes. Jet sends me a quelling stare.
You know what I am. Respond properly.
Yes, sir. He pockets my elastic band, then tucks my hand in his.
Come with me.
I don't say a word as I trail behind him and into the house. He locks the French doors behind us and leads me through the interior all the way back to the grand foyer. The hamper and the clear shoebox are still sitting, open and waiting. I see he's tossed the garments I came in on the hall table. My engagement ring sparkles in the shadows beside the heap of my clothes. Then he releases my hand, gestures to the receptacles, and steps back. I have to be the one to tuck my clothes away. It's symbolic. I'm shedding all my outward skin for him and coming to him naked, both literally and figuratively. That's doubly true of my engagement ring.
I'm waiting.
He growls behind me. I chose to be here. I took a chance. There's no escape. And once I comply, there's no going back. Sucking in a steadying breath, I reach for my clothes and toss them into the hamper. Then I tuck my shoes into the box, putting the ring inside between them.
Close them both.
He insists. He's mind-fucking me before he ever fucks me at all. He's making me give up my one barrier between us, to willingly tuck it out of my reach before he commences with debauching me. It's agonizing. It's awful. It's dirty. And I love the way Jet's mind works. I do exactly what he says, closing the hamper and settling the lid on the shoebox. Then I turn to him expectantly. Done. He gives my effort a cursory glance, then nods and grabs my hand again.
Do you understand?
The significance of his gesture? Yes. What's to come? Not exactly. We'll have sex, I'm sure. Beyond that, I have no idea what he'll demand for his $40 million. But since the price is so steep, I'm sure he won't make anything about this week easy. Yes, sir.
Very good. Upstairs with you.
He leads me up a slightly curved staircase with an ornate wrought iron railing. At the top, we reach the landing. His hand at the small of my back guides me to the end of the hall without a word. My breath catches when I take in the room. A massive bed dominates the space, topped with soft white cotton and gray velvet. Pillows of all shapes, sizes, and textures are propped against a mirrored headboard and take up half the mattress. Above, a chandelier that's a balance between light-refracting crystals and elemental iron hangs. It's anchored to a ceiling covered in mirrors, too. There are a pair of nightstands flanking the bed and a plush white chair in the corner. A shaggy gray throw rug warms up the milk-washed planks of the floor. There's a cheerful hearth opposite the bed. Open French doors overlook the backyard, blowing gauzy shears in with the summery breeze. It's all warm and sensual and so perfect for a romantic seduction, except the thick black leather restraints dangling from each corner of the bed. I can't help it. When I see them, I gasp. Beside me, Jet smiles and points to an open door tucked into a corner.
Use the restroom.
I don't need to go. The protest slips out automatically. I'm not trying to be argumentative. His face tightens as he closes in.
Go now. You won't have another chance to use it for a while.
Because I'll be restrained to his bed. Right. With a nervous bob of my head, I hustle across the floor and duck inside, turning to shut the door behind me. As I do, I see Jet watching me with an unwavering stare until the second the door clicks shut between us. Dear God, what am I doing? I flip on the overhead lights and blink. I look flushed and aroused, pupils dilated, cheeks rosy. What will happen when he actually kisses me, touches me, fucks me? I swallow. I can't come apart yet. I need to hold myself together until I understand what he's really after. Then I'll have to make another life-altering decision. After I peek at my lipstick, I take care of business, flushing the toilet and washing my hands. Then I fluff my hair again and sigh. I'm nervous, and I'm wasting time. I just need to face Jet. I need to give him whatever he wants and let the chips fall. Otherwise, I'll be marrying Michael Crawley in 3 weeks, and I'll never see Jet again. Bracing myself, I pull the door open and step into the bedroom for what I'm sure will either be the best or the worst night of my life.
Chapter 3. Jet. When Whitney finally pads out of the bathroom and into the room I brightly lit, I clench my fists for 2 reasons. First, it stops me from tapping my thigh impatiently. Second, if I don't, I fear I'll grab her, kiss her, throw her on the bed, and forget about every plan I have. Breathe, stay calm, logical, and measured. When I see the stare she cuts my way and the uncertainty in her hazel eyes, it's hard not to comfort her. It's almost impossible to feel nothing. I have to try. Unemotional was the way she treated me last time I saw her, in court. I do nothing except give her my power if I reveal everything in an unguarded moment. Are you ready? She shrugs.
As I'll ever be.
Maybe, but she looks nervous. That should please me. After all, I need the upper hand if I'm going to win my way. But there's that part of me that remembers the innocent girl I once kissed breathless, who so softly and sweetly offered me her innocence. That girl didn't seem capable of giving me a knife in the back, just her heart. The me then would have punched the me now for my plans. But the me now is more practical. Excellent. Take off your robe and hand it to me. I hold my palm up between us. She hesitates, seems to gather herself to unknot the belt around her small waist, then slides the robe off her shoulders. I stop breathing as she exposes her naked body to me again. No, I didn't imagine how sexy she looked by the pool under the moonlight. Her breasts, like the rest of her body, have matured. They are definitely more than a handful now, topped with dusky nipples I can't wait to slide my tongue across. She's built like an hourglass with a small waist that's exaggerated by the lingering shadows in the room. Her hips have widened. They're not a girl's now, but a woman's. She's got long, sleek thighs for someone so petite. But it's her pussy I can't stop staring at. Under the sparse dusting of downy dark hair, it's puffy and pink. I know where I'm going to expend most of my effort and energy tonight. Finally, she drops the robe onto my palm. I toss it on the back of the nearby chair, then sit. Come here, Whitney. I point to the floor in front of me. Wordlessly, she does. I'd think she was calm, except for the pulse beating wildly at her neck. When we're sharing breath and space, she stops. I nod my approval. Kneel. She hesitates, then descends gracefully to her knees, looking up at me with big, beseeching eyes that threaten to turn me inside out. I can't let her. Instead, I fist a handful of hair at her crown and jerk her head back before inching forward in my seat, leaving her no doubt I mean to kiss her, rob her thoughts, obliterate her resistance, make her beg. God, how many fantasies have I had about that?
Jet?
Her voice shakes. She's incredibly brave to put herself completely in the hands of a wealthy, powerful enemy for a week, who has an unending hard-on and an axe to grind. I have to give her points for that. The question is, what am I going to do next? Punish her for the choice she made as a girl that ripped out my heart, or forget revenge for one night and give in to every urge I've ever had to make her scream my name. Whitney.
What am I doing here? What are you hoping to gain?
She's always been insightful. Then again, she's smart, poised, assured as only someone raised with money and surrounded by a family full of sharks can be. I want what you promised me 8 years ago. But since I can't have your virginity, or your heart, I'll settle for my pound of flesh. Whitney opens her mouth to say something. I don't want to hear it. I'm done talking.
To silence her, I grab her face with one hand, thumb and fingers pressing in just above her jaw with the right pressure to force her to open for me.
Her lips part. Her pink tongue perches on her upper lip as her eyes widen with uncertainty. My heart shudders. My skin is on fire. My cock aches. God, everything about this woman turns me on. It's my last thought before I swoop down, seize her mouth, and force her lips even farther apart with my own. The moment our kiss connects, I jerk.
She's like a jolt of pure electricity screaming fire through my body, especially when she stills against me, then suddenly softens with a little cry and throws her arms around my neck.
That's all the green light I need. I release her jaw, clutch my greedy fingers around her nape, and deepen the kiss by sliding my tongue against hers. Fuck, I can't stop myself from inhaling her. She's every bit as delectable as I remember, but more. She's no longer cotton candy sweet. Now she's a complex flavor, like a perfectly balanced dessert. Some combination of sugary and salty that lingers and makes me crave more. I fall into her. I lose myself in her. And even though she's killing my good intentions and self-control, I let myself drown in her. A groan slips free as I pull her up. She clambers onto my lap. I barely have to encourage her to get closer before she melts against me, angling her head to allow me even deeper into her hot, honeyed mouth. I drop a palm to her hip and use it to drag her closer. With the corner of my brain still functioning, I realize she doesn't kiss like a woman who's been satisfied well and often by her fiancé. She kisses with the desperate hunger of someone lonely who's been craving touch. I can use that against her, to make her putty in my hands, but I can also use that to pleasure and sate her, to make her sigh with the kind of bliss she's never known. I'll make it my mission to be her fucking best. And if she still walks away at the end, well, I really will know what she values hasn't changed. I'm distracted when her fingers find the way under my tie to the buttons of my dress shirt beneath. She plucks them open and slides her fingers under the fabric, smoothing the tips over my skin. I start sweating. Then she eats at my lips and makes these seductive little sounds that spark an even hotter desire in my gut. She climbs all over my lap, changing positions, trying to get even closer. It's all I can do not to plaster her against me and forget about everything but the pleasure. As much as I'm curious to see what Whitney would do and how far she would go if I gave her free rein tonight, I can't forfeit that kind of control. I need her under my hand, under my command, under my body. When she tosses my necktie over my shoulder and attacks the rest of my shirt buttons, I grab her wrists to stay her. Don't. Her breathing is labored, her eyes wide and excited.
Jet.
I shake my head coolly, but my expression is a lie. Inside, I'm thrilled that she's so unabashed and eager, that she's already begging. Who's in control? She swallows as a frown settles between her brows. Resignation follows. Her downshift is a kick to the solar plexus. I hate that I put that expression there, but I have a plan. I need to see it through.
You?
She finally murmurs. That's right. I want you on the bed, flat, legs spread. A wariness I don't precisely understand crosses her face. If she was ready and willing to jump on me mere moments ago, why is she hesitating now? Do the restraints scare her? Or do I? Finally, she collects herself and nods before crawling off my lap, chin held high. Then she climbs on the bed on all fours and rolls to her back, meeting my stare with challenge in her eyes. She settles her feet a few inches apart. That won't do. But damn if she doesn't look absolutely beautiful spread across this sumptuous bed, all sleek and rosy-cheeked and ripe for fucking. Never taking my stare from her, I rise to my feet, standing tall, and slowly tear away my tie. My coat follows, then my half-buttoned shirt. I shrug it off my shoulders and stand over her, naked from the waist up. She might want me to think she's ambivalent or even reluctant to be here. She might try to act as if she's rebellious, hostile, or indifferent. But the way her hungry stare gnaws at me makes a liar out of her. So does her wet pussy.
What are you going to do?
She asks. Her voice still shakes, but I don't think that trembling note is powered by fear now. Whatever I want. It's my $40 million. The second the words are out of my mouth, Whitney stiffens. Shit, I fucked up. She might be a lot of things, but she isn't a whore. She'd never do anything purely for money. The question is, did she come with me strictly to help Vance, or because somewhere deep down she wanted to? That's what I need to figure out. That will tell me how to proceed for the rest of the week. Her face closes up.
Don't let the money fool you, Jet. You always did whatever you wanted, regardless of anyone else's feelings.
That bullshit insult is an argument starter. She's baiting me, and I refuse to fall into the trap. I'm not here to talk, Whitney.
You're here to fuck me.
She spits the words like I ought to be ashamed of myself. I am. I have to know what's left between us before I burn this bridge for good. And I think you're here to fuck me too. Find out what you missed out on all those years ago. She doesn't answer right away.
Think what you want. You always do.
I'm done talking. In fact, I'm over this cat and mouse game altogether. She's naked, spread across my bed and open to me. Why are we even talking before I've stripped away her barriers? Once I've made her beg and plead for orgasm, then we'll see what she really wants. I cup one of her ankles and reposition her leg toward the corner of the bed. Then I bend to retrieve the cuff. She's gasping when I buckle her in, sliding my fingers underneath to ensure she still has adequate blood flow. When I'm satisfied, I reach for her other foot. She jerks it out of my grasp, biting her lip.
Jet.
I shake my head. You've heard the rumors about me. I've given you plenty of proof they're true, so don't act surprised. I won't hurt you, but I want you completely open to me. You agreed to submit to my every whim this week. I'm waiting. This is normally where I would give my partner a safe word, but Whitney would only use it to escape her mental discomfort. I won't put her in physical peril enough to need to speak at all, except a gasping, screaming plea. In fact, I look forward to it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's right. Now give me your foot. I hold out my hand. In the other, I've already gathered the cuff. Whitney stares at me. I sense her fear, and I smell her desire. She's confused, and she doesn't understand her reaction. I simply smile. Slowly, she slides her free leg in my direction, then places her dainty instep in my palm. Without any haste at all, I buckle her in and step back, and I stare at the banquet of females spread out before me. My mouth waters. Since it's wiser for me to keep my pants on, at least for now, I shuck my shoes, then crawl onto the bed, hovering over her. I study her delicate face. I remember when I thought I'd be the luckiest bastard in the world if I could just call her mine. It's been 8 years, 2 continents, and too many meaningless fucks later. God damn it if I don't still think that having her, even just for the week, will make me a lucky bastard. Whitney looks nervous.
Are you leaving my hands free?
For now. Unless she gives me a reason not to. When she nods, it takes everything inside me not to give in to the urge to soothe and reassure her. Instead, I dip my head and take her mouth in a demanding kiss. Fuck if I don't have the urge to stay at her soft, bee-stung lips and feast. There's something so delectable about them. The top bow tempts, the bottom pout lures. How can I not want her?
But there's more. A lot more I haven't touched in what seems like forever.
These breasts. The words slip out. I'm so busy staring at her swells and the dark nipples tipping them that I don't even realize I've spoken.
I've changed since I was 16.
For the better. I murmur as I open my lips to her neck and taste her skin. She tips her head back and offers me her vulnerable throat. Absently wondering if she understands the unconscious trust she's giving me, I skim my mouth down her flesh, kissing the pounding pulse point at her neck, tonguing the swells of her breasts, and nipping my way to her hard, tempting crests. I remember her being sensitive, but it was a long time ago, and I was the first man to touch them. Thankfully, when I catch one of her nipples between my thumb and finger and pull, her body tightens, her breathing stutters. Fuck, she's still incredibly responsive to my touch. I shouldn't let that arouse me more, but I gorge on the visual feast of her arching and sucking in a sharp breath as sensation hits her. Need flares through me unchecked. Again, I pluck at her tender peak, gratified by the way she grips the bedding and stares up at me like she wants to control her body. And she can't. Do you want me to suck your nipples? I pinch her hard tip again, rolling and thumbing it without mercy. She swallows and presses her lips together.
Do what you want. You're going to anyway.
Answer me. When she doesn't, I plant my knees on either side of her hips and take both nipples in my grip, manipulating them simultaneously. I can do this all night, Whitney, until you're willing to beg me for relief. If you force me to, how much mercy do you think I'll have? She tosses her head back and closes her eyes as if she's trying to shove me out of her reality. But we both know I won't let her.
None.
She pants. That's right. Last time I'll ask. Do you want me to suck them?
No matter what I say, you'll undo me.
The crying catch in her voice flips more than my libido. Yes, so you're only prolonging the inevitable.
I hate you.
That hurts. But I hate myself far more for not being able to fall out of love with her. Whitney is still pushing, testing. What is she after? So you've said. I tug and caress the tips. They harden more as she flushes and writhes in unconscious offering. But that doesn't change anything. So why not take what you want from me? I release her and sit back on my heels, watching and waiting. Seconds later, her eyes flash open. They're even more dilated than before. A little whimper escapes from her throat. Jesus, how long before I get inside her? How long before I feel, at least for a few precious minutes, like she's mine?
Suck my nipples,
she finally gasps.
Hard.
Please, I taunt. She nods.
Please.
Sir. She sighs, then jolts when I pinch the sensitive tips again, this time with more bite.
Please suck my nipples hard, sir.
I know that wasn't easy for you, so I'm inclined to comply. This time. But next time you want something, the begging will have to be much sweeter.
You're a bastard. Oh!
Whitney stops berating me when I suck one of her sweet berry nipples past my lips and take it deep. I slide my tongue over the crest, swirl around it, nip gently, then draw it to the roof of my mouth and pull without mercy. The sounds she makes are both desperate and animal.
When I release the tip into the waiting vice of my fingers, I capture the other orally, alternately soothing and torturing it too.
She squirms and twists, gasping and fisting the sheets. Unconsciously, she parts her knees wider, like she burns for me alone. That sends my desire rocketing. Fuck, she's going to my head. Princess, I murmur against her glistening nipple before switching back to the first and giving it another suckle and jerk. More.
Yes.
Am I still a bastard? I scrape the edge of her nipple with my teeth. Her gasp sharpens.
Yes.
Do you want me to give you an orgasm? Whitney's eyes slide shut as she thrashes under me, her voice and neck straining.
Yes, please.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Even through clenched teeth, she sounds breathy.
Please give me an orgasm.
Better. I praise, but I don't make any move to grant her wish. Just keep at her nipples. I'm enjoying my power over her, I confess. Not simply because I'm tormenting her, though that's part of it, but because she's so close to admitting she wants me to. I've fucking fantasized about this more times than I can count.
Will you?
She pants. Probably. Eventually. I shrug. We'll see. Her keening cry of demand is music to my ears. As I curl my tongue around her nipples again, one after the other, I let the agonized sound crawl into my brain and fill the space between my ears so I can replay it over and over.
Chet,
she whines.
Don't do this.
Do what?
Deny me.
She lifts herself enough to stare at me, eyes soft and pleading.
Deny us.
Her reply makes my heart stop. I feel my resolve wavering. I'm so close to stripping her bare. Not physically. Getting her naked was easy. But emotionally, in the way I need her most. Yes, God knows I'm ridiculously hard for her. But it's more, far more. I'm fast coming to a fork in the road. What I choose next may dictate my entire future. Revenge or Whitney. She reaches for me, pressing her palm between my legs. I have to bite back a groan, but it gets 10 times worse when she curls her fingers over my aching ridge. Why the hell didn't I take my pants off?
Don't play games,
she implores. We're already playing, princess. Brow raised, I grab her wrist and tug it away. Right now, I have the power. The more you insist, the less likely I am to give in to you.
Because you're vindictive?
If I'm being honest. Because I'm susceptible. Because the minute I hear her scream for me, I'll probably rush to get inside her, heedless of the consequences, and meld myself with her. Because when she's near me, I have to fight for every ounce of my control. Because I know if I don't have my head screwed on straight, my brain won't be the organ making my decisions. Think what you want. I only care what you do. Put your hands on the mattress, palms flat, now. She scowls.
Who are you? Not the Jet I used to know.
It's a valid question I'd rather avoid answering. Guilt. Sadly for you, it's a trite, ineffective response. Surrender, Whitney.
No.
Then we're both wasting our time. I'll call Valentine. You'll drive you home. Our deal will be null and void. It takes Herculean effort to back off the bed and stare at her, naked, restrained, and aroused, knowing our lust, and probably more, is mutual. I can't force her to give herself to me. I know that. Just like I know I'm probably wasting my time. But Whitney is the single biggest regret of my life. Giving up now is the last thing I want. She's leaving me little choice. Because she's moved on. Biting back a sigh of defeat, I turn away.
Wait.
She grapples to her knees and grabs my arms.
Don't go.
As much as I'd like to sprawl her across the bed once more, urge her flat on her back, and tunnel inside her, I can't. At least not yet. Your pride has no place in our bed.
And yours does?
No. If I want to keep her, I not only have to meet her halfway, I have to give her the kind of reassurance she needs. If you haven't figured it out, you're here because I want you more than $40 million. You're here because you haunt me. Because there hasn't been a day gone by that I haven't ached for you. Did you need to hear that? She blinks as if my blunt honesty startles her. Oh, and unless you've completely changed, I know you too well to believe you came here simply for the money. I didn't. Her whisper is so soft I can barely hear it. Did you come to fight me? She shakes her head. I fight you because you terrify me. That deflates what's left of my righteous anger. I said I'd never hurt you, and I meant it. That's not what I'm afraid of. She lets out a trembling breath. Now I understand. Whether she likes it or not, she never purged me from her heart. Be honest. Why did you come? Whitney softly blushes. I think you know. I finally do. And I'm so fucking relieved. Fighting a smile, I climb on the bed again, forcing her to her back and hovering over her as she lies bare and vulnerable. I won't lie to you. I plan to exploit your feelings. I know. And that's why she's terrified. But it's a two-way street. Maybe she hasn't figured that out yet, but I doubt it will take her long to realize that no matter how many years have passed, how far I've traveled, or how many hookups I've used to forget her, it was all futile. I understand. And? Let's try this again. Do you want me to kiss you? Yes. Do you want me to touch you? Yes. Do you want me to give you an orgasm? An emphatic nod accompanies her response. Yes. Are you going to surrender your body and will to me? When she hesitates, I press. Lie to me if you want, but don't lie to yourself. If you don't give in now, won't you spend the rest of your life wondering what if? Her eyes slide shut, as if she can't quite face the answer. She looks like she's fighting tears. Yes. Finally, she's being really, truly honest. Then offer me your mouth. She closes her eyes, curls her arms around my neck, and lifts her face to me. I've waited nearly 3,000 empty days and nights for this. If my life depended on resisting her invitation, I'd be utterly doomed. With a rush of breath, I bend and slant my mouth over hers, losing myself in the sweet spice of her kiss, in the whispered promise of what might be between us. When I finally back away long moments later, my heart pounds, my breaths are unsteady. Good. Offer me your nipples. It takes her a minute to puzzle out my meaning. Impatience nearly rubs me raw before she finally cups her breasts and lifts them to me. That's it. Who do those belong to? You. Yes. I fall to my elbows like a man kneeling at the altar of her nipples and take a stiff one in my mouth again, sucking, laving, tasting, tonguing, and tugging until Whitney claws at me, urgent for more. With a final lingering lick, I back away from the hard, glossy crests. Now offer me your pussy. Her breath catches. She bites her lip as she meets my desperate stare, then flares her knees wider and raises her hips to me. Oh, thank God, yes. I can't even pretend to be removed or restrained. I drag my lips down her body without any teasing or finesse, with one imperative in mind: to get her on my tongue. Quickly, I wriggle down until I wedge my shoulders between her spread legs and lie on my belly, inches away from the succulent nirvana. She's swollen and rosy and pouting. When I part her with my thumbs and my gaze devours her most secret flesh, it's as if I've opened a whole new world. Yes, I've seen a woman's pussy before. Lots of them. But this is the one I've craved for too many years. My nostrils flare. I bite back a groan of need at her hard red clit, silently begging me. Jet, do you tingle? Yes. Do you ache? Yes, I want you so much I'm cramping and throbbing. Please. If she's switched tactics and decided to use my own weakness against me, she couldn't have played her hand any better. Fuck. I grip her thighs and lift her to my hungry mouth, needing to worship her. It seems like I've waited millions of barren minutes, but I'm finally pressing my greedy mouth against her pussy and dragging my tongue through her folds. Then I suck in her clit, drawing on her, pulling and working her stiff bud until she moans. The second her spicy sweet flavor coats my relentless tongue and registers in my brain, all my grand plans to toy with her half the night, then make her pant and scratch her way through a savage blowjob before I ramp her up again, only to refuse her relief until she begs me to fuck her however I like. All fall away. Now I only want her to surrender to the pleasure I give her and the possibilities of our future. Come for me, princess. I swipe my way through her furrow again, drowning in her taste, desperate for her. Come. Under me, she grips my hair until my scalp tingles, gyrating and mewling, thighs parting more, cunt turning sweeter.
Jet.
Do it. I suck on her clit, tongue working the stone-hard tip. Give in.
Jet.
She gasps, the sound rising another octave as her spine twists and her head falls back. I glance up at the mirror above. The beautiful agony on her face undoes me. God damn it, you're mine. Relentlessly, methodically, I dismantle her with my touch. I'm never going to get enough of her. Ever. Hell, I'm still half-dressed and I feel dangerously close to coming undone. Digging my fingers into her, I press her even more tightly against my mouth and work a pair of fingers into her fist-tight sheath, already tightening and clamping around my digits.
Jet!
I barely have a moment to relish the heady, broken cry of her surrender before her entire body jolts and shudders. Then she's clutching, clasping, and breaking around me. Her nipples peak. Hips to cheeks, her body flushes a splashing rosy red. Her lips part, and her eyes flash open. Our gazes meet in the overhead mirror. I've got her. We both know it. I ride her to the end of her orgasm until she's struggling to recover her breath, and her body turns limp until she sighs sweetly and reaches for me. I can't wait another second to claim her. God damn it, I hope she's the last woman I have sex with for the rest of my life. I crawl up her sated body, taking advantage of her spread legs to fit my hips between them. With one hand, I cup her nape and fit our mouths together, reveling in the fact that her kiss no longer holds fight, just sweet, open acceptance. I work my free hand between us, make quick work of my zipper, then get my cock free just enough to align my crest to her still pulsing opening. Her eyes flutter open. Worry crosses her face.
Jet.
I grit my teeth. I've waited 8 years to be inside her, but I can tell she needs to say something. What, princess?
Gently.
She swallows.
Please.
Everything, both the anger and the passion, is so hot between us. And all this time she's fought back. Now she's asking me for mercy. Why? If I wasn't so rabid to be inside her, I might be able to apply 2 brain cells toward finding the answer. But I can't. All right, I will. For you.
Thank you.
She smooths her hands up my arms, then cups my shoulders as she spreads her legs wider in silent invitation.
Jesus, how am I supposed to maintain any self-control?
I'm still trying to figure that out when I sink the head of my cock inside her, and I run into resistance. Whitney isn't merely tight, I freeze. No, that's not possible. There's no way.
Jet?
You're not, but she seemingly is. Still a virgin? Slowly she bites her lips. Then she nods. Holy shit. And yet she came here to spend a week with me, knowing full well I intended to fuck her. That small problem-solving corner of my brain is working overtime to figure out if that means what I desperately want it to. The rest of me is shoved off all mental protective gear. I'm dying to be her first. If I play this right, will I be her only? At that notion, my heart thuds and thumps. Waiting doesn't feel like an option. Sure, we could talk, but I don't want to give her any reason or opportunity to get away. Oh, princess, I nudge inside her, incrementally working my way through her slick clasp until I lunge deep into her with one softly insistent thrust. Then I rock my hips forward, pressing as far into her as I can. Now you're mine. Finally. If she has any objection, I don't want to hear it in this moment. At least this once, I want the fuck of my fantasies where I'm deep inside her, bareback for the first time, and she's with me, thrust for thrust, cry for cry, all the way to the scratching, hoarse-throated, cataclysmic end. She lets out a soft, shuddering breath, her eyes sliding half shut. Right, I prompt as I withdraw from her so slowly I groan the question.
Yes,
She breathes. Tell me who you belong to. She doesn't hesitate.
you, Jet.
That's right. I glide back in and set up a rhythm I suspect will unravel her restraint. How long have you belonged to me? Her lashes flutter open. I see tears swimming there.
Always.
That's it. With one trembling admission, there's no denying she still owns my heart, too. I dreamed up this scheme to indulge my every desperate desire, to show her what she was missing, to purge her from my system once and for all. She's felled me instead. Now my only hope is to fight to keep her. And I'm yours. I press inside her again, deeper, deeper, where she's so fucking sweet. Where I want to live, where no man has been.
Jet.
I hear the pleading in her voice. My thrusts pick up speed, and she rewards me with a gasp. Her fingers curl around my shoulders. Her thighs do the same to my hips, as if she can hold me against her and keep me here forever. I sink deeper into Whitney. Not literally, since I'm already as deep into her as I can be, but figuratively, viscerally, emotionally, and I drown. If she's how I'm going to die, I'll go gratefully and willingly, ending my time on Earth a happy man. I grip her hip with one hand and grab a fistful of her hair with the other, forcing her to look right into my eyes. I never stopped loving you. The tears spill over.
I never stopped either.
Oh, fuck. That sends my heart careening. I bang into her again, each stroke faster and more insistent than the last. You really love me? Whitney hesitates, then she nods and lets out a low moan full of need and pain. Answer me, I bark. Say it.
I love you.
She cries out, holding me tighter, pressing kisses across my shoulder and into my neck. That's all I needed to hear. I love you too. And I'm never letting her go. I don't give two fucks who she's engaged to. She's marrying me, and I hope like hell she's not on birth control, because I'm going to do my level best to get a ring on her finger and a baby in her belly this week. She's never getting away again. Oh, princess, I shuttle into her faster, faster. My lungs work like a bellows.
Jet!
She screams seconds before her pussy grips me like a vice. Her body jerks, and a low groan tears from her throat. I keep pace, doing my best to prolong her pleasure, but I can't hold out anymore, not physically. Orgasm is going to run me over, ruin me, and it will be the most delicious end ever. But I can't resist emotionally either. Whitney has my heart. She always has. I've been lying to myself about that for far too long. As she grips me tighter, the wave crests over me too. I'm suspended in a pleasure unlike anything I've ever felt. Lights flash behind my eyes. There's a buzzing in my brain. Every part of me from top to toe pings electric. I clutch Whitney and let go, pouring every bit of myself into her. There's no denying it now. I'm hers forever, and there's no going back. Clinging and kissing, we come down together, hearts racing, breaths harsh, as if by some unspoken understanding, our gazes connect. We both know everything has changed.
Did that really just happen?
She whispers.
Did you tell me you love me?
A little grin flits at my mouth. Honestly, I haven't smiled much in years, and it feels good. Yeah, as we were having sex.
And it's true?
100%. Her lips curl up, brightening her expression.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's what all the fuss is about?
You could say that. Honestly, what we shared was so extra, it was news to me, too. You waited for me.
To have sex?
She nods.
I had opportunities. There was always someone I tried to date or some flirty dude at a party, but I never wanted any of them. No one made me feel like you.
No one has ever made me feel like you either. When I'm with Whitney, I'm centered. I'm myself. I'm whole. I never got married or serious with another woman because I couldn't replicate the feeling I had when I was with her. How were you going to marry some guy you'd never slept with and didn't love? She grimaces.
It was a business deal. You know, Vance needs money. My fiancé needs plausible cover because he's in love with someone he can't have. He doesn't have any more interest in me than I have in him.
As far as I'm concerned, he's her former fiancé, but I'll get to that. So he never touched you?
Except to give me a peck for some engagement photos, no.
Then I won't have to kill him. Good. Reluctantly, I pull free of Whitney's body. When she winces and shifts, I'm instantly concerned. You okay, Princess? Sore?
A little, but I'm fine.
That's a relief, because I'm going to want her again soon. For now, I lie back and nestle her body against mine. She rests her head on my chest, as if curling up against me is the most natural thing in the world. I caress my way down her back with a light stroke. I sigh. We may be in love, but that doesn't make the road in front of us easy. Eventually, I'll have to be unflinchingly honest. But first, it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. What about your brother? We can't let him stand between us. She nibbles on her bottom lip for a long minute.
Being here with you has made me realize I can't sacrifice my future for him. He has to stop being impulsive and getting himself into stupid situations. And if he doesn't, I have to stop bailing him out. He regrets everything eventually, but by then, it's usually too late. I think that's especially true of you.
I have mixed feelings about that. I'll deal with those later. Tell me how he got in his current financial situation. How much does she know?
A few months ago in Vegas, he was drunk, and some asshole, he won't tell me who, dared him to bet a stupid amount of money on a hand of poker. It just happened to coincide with the value of his company. I think it was a setup. But like an idiot, Vance did it. And he lost. I was crushed because I went to school to help save and grow this company. Now it's gone.
She looks so distressed that I soothe her with a caress. Has he signed it over to this guy yet?
He refused to. I told him that's not the way the world works, that he needs to grow up and face his consequences. His answer was to call Michael, someone we've known personally and professionally for a few years. Vance begged him for a bailout. Michael agreed if I would marry him.
Not that anyone asked me.
She shakes her head.
I've had cold feet from day one. I've racked my brain to figure out how I can help my brother without sacrificing my future. Then the courier knocked on my door with your note.
And you met me in the bar. Her face softens as she nods.
Not for the money. I couldn't not see you. I had to know.
If there was anything left between us, I needed to know too. And it's time to come clean. That's why I created a fail-safe plan. Or so I thought. She props her chin on my chest with a frown.
What plan?
I'm the, asshole who got Vance drunk in Vegas and encouraged him to bet the value of his business. I knew he'd lose. For me, it was a win-win. Either I'd get back the company I lost, or, more importantly, I could use the debt as leverage to see you again. So I'd finally know if I was still as much in love with you as I suspected. If so, I planned to forgive Vance's debt if you'd marry me. Whitney gapes.
Why go to all that trouble? Why not just reach out and talk to me?
And risk rejection? My fragile male ego. I roll my eyes at my foolishness. I'm usually so fearless, especially in business, but knowing Whitney would likely rebuff me terrified me. I thought you'd tell me to go fuck myself. My negotiations with Vance seemed to be going great, until he suddenly stopped responding to my calls. Then I heard whispers that he'd arranged your marriage to someone else for money, so I came straight to you.
And you sent me the note.
I nod. One way or another, I was going to get my hands on you, Princess. She giggles.
I'd say you got a lot more on me than your hands.
Thank God. My sanity couldn't stand not touching you anymore. I tuck a strand of dark hair behind her ear. I think I've always known you were it for me.
You always have been for me.
She caresses my chest.
I'm sorry I took my brother's side after that summer. He told me you gave him a few pointers on the app, but that he'd actually written it. According to him, you only said you'd created it to impress me. I didn't believe him, but my dad pressured me to support Vance. If I didn't, he threatened to have you arrested for touching me. I had no reason to doubt him.
As she should have. Vance no doubt spilled my transgression to their father to use as leverage. The old man never liked me much, and probably saw my lust as leverage to use against me. I get it. You were so young, and they didn't leave you much choice.
I've spent a lot of time hoping I didn't hurt you too much.
She bit her lip.
But I did.
There's no point in lying. Whitney crushed me. You didn't mean to. I see that now.
I didn't.
She rushes to agree.
Even the thought of it killed me. I suspected you hated me for my decision.
I'll be honest. I tried.
I know. After that summer, you flaunted all your hookups like you were trying to throw them in my face.
When I think back on the way I acted out after the rift between Vance and me, I'm ashamed. I kept hoping like hell you would say or do something because I mattered to you.
You did, and I was hurt.
Her quiet admission makes me feel like an ass. I'm sorry. I wish I could take all that back. The whole rift seems stupid in hindsight, but I was young and dumb too.
What happens next, Jet?
What do you want? Whitney stretches up and plants a soft kiss on my lips.
I think you know. I want you. I want everything we should have had all along.
I do too. My heart starts pounding again for a totally different reason as I reach across the mattress and manage to fumble my way into the top drawer of the nightstand. I pull out an oblong box. This is yours, no matter what happens between us. She scrambles to sit up as she takes the box in hand. I'd protest the loss of her warm skin against mine, but the view of her breasts is spectacular. And I want to see her face. She lifts the lid and plucks up the letter inside. As she scans it, her lips slowly part until she's gaping.
You're giving me 49% of Vance's company? I don't understand.
You've more than earned it. I know you've been trying to advise him for years. I know you're the reason the business has survived at all. He hasn't been a good financial steward, but he's occasionally listened to you. Now I'm giving you real power.
How is this possible? You don't own...
I do. While Valentine drove you here, I called your brother again. It took some doing, but we finally hashed out a deal. So I own the company. Well, 51% as of now.
What are you going to do with your part? And with Vance out of the organization, who will run it?
That depends on you. If you want the job, it's yours.
Really?
Her hazel eyes widen.
You'd let me?
I can't think of anyone I'd trust more. I kiss her.
Oh my God. This is like a dream come true.
She squeals.
I went to school for a position like this so I could handle the responsibility and grow the organization. I mean, it's still relatively small, but it has so much potential and...
It absolutely does. Her enthusiasm makes me smile. You've got some amazing tech developers on staff, too. She nods.
I'm so excited about new products and updates we have in the works.
So you're saying yes to the job?
Yes.
Excellent. I know you'll be great, and I'll be your supportive but silent partner. Suddenly her expression falls.
Is that all?
I smile. What do you think? Whitney looks nervous to jinx herself, but she draws up her courage.
You want to marry me?
I do. Again, I reach into the drawer at my side and pluck out a smaller, plush square box. And you want to marry me.
You intend to ask me?
Her hint of mischief makes me laugh as I sit up and pull her into my lap with a long, sweet kiss. Then I open the box to reveal a simple, elegant engagement ring that looked like it belonged on her finger the moment I saw it earlier this evening. I love you, Whitney. We've both made mistakes and wish we could take back some things we said and did, but all roads led us back to each other. I can't imagine the journey ahead with anyone but you. Will you do me the honor of marrying me?
Yes.
As I slip the ring on her finger, she cuddles closer and kisses my face.
I love you too. Oh my God, now we're official.
Her excitement makes me laugh. I haven't felt this light in years. We are.
Why do I get the feeling this may be one of the last times you ask rather than demand anything of me?
She grins. You know me well.
Yes, sir.
She presses her lips to mine once more. From there, I take over, already hard for her again. I'm so aroused by the idea of making love to Whitney when she's wearing nothing but my engagement ring. I can't wait to get inside her. Rolling her onto her back, I follow her to the mattress, fasten my mouth over hers, then ease inside her swollen, sweltering pussy with a groan. Beneath me, she gasps and digs her nails into my shoulders.
Chet!
Yes, princess. Want more?
Yes, God, yes.
She wraps her legs around me.
But fair warning, I might need help with my job.
She wants to talk about work now? If you need sex to do it right, I'm your man. Whitney curls her arms around my neck and rocks with me.
I just might, but then I'll need time off. Unless we start being safer, we're going to have some babies.
She's figured out the other part of my plan, and she seems blessedly happy with it. I sure hope so. I want you pregnant now.
Me too.
After we share bodies, passion, and our love, we fall into a heap, arms around each other. I cup Whitney's still rosy cheek. You happy?
Since you've made my every dream come true? Yes, sir. Epilogue. Whitney. Sunshine Coast Bed and Breakfast, Maui. A month later. Dreams really do come true. Jet has found nearly every moment of every day to prove that to me. He's worshipped me, he's kept every promise, and he's made me fall even more in love with him. Finally, after a lot of rushed planning and tricky arrangements, we're standing on the beach at the most beautiful bed and breakfast in Maui, just about to say I do.
Are you ready?
My brother asks, looking surprisingly dapper in a pale blue suit. Beyond. Thanks for being here and walking me down the aisle.
I wouldn't have missed this for the world. I just want you to be happy.
He kisses my temple and offers me his arm. Then he escorts me toward the palms swaying gently in the sunset and my waiting groom. I'm about to burst with joy. For the last month, my brother has been a lot different, quiet and contemplative. He started seeing a therapist. He admitted he's had a drinking problem since college. He started apologizing to me a lot for things he's done over the years, and he's doing his best to mend fences with Jet. My husband-to-be, bless him, has been receptive. Guarded, yes, that's Jet, and Vance burned him horribly once. But they're working it out. Jet reached out with an olive branch and offered to let Vance stay on as head of development. My brother reciprocated by inviting Jet to join an upcoming fantasy football league. It's progress. That's all I can say for now. The inn's owner, Keely Reed, sings me down the aisle with her lilting, melodic voice. The gentle music carries on the breeze as my bare feet pad over the white runner, flanked by tiki torches leading me under a trio of arches, seemingly braided out of twigs and bright pink flowers. At the end, we stop under a tall white awning, framed by soft, draped swaths of white gauze. In front of an altar adorned by a floral garland stands the officiant, and Jet, waiting for me. He looks so handsome in tan pants, a billowy white shirt, and a navy jacket. As I approach, his smile turns brilliant. He has eyes only for me, which is perfect, because my heart is only for him. Vance gives me away. Jet sticks out his hand. My heart threatens to turn over with love. My brother shakes it, then pulls my fiancée in for a bro hug.
There's no one I trust more than you to make my sister happy.
There are 100 caustic things Jet could say, but he doesn't.
I love Whitney. I always have. Thank you for your blessing.
With a final nod, Vance makes his way to my side of the small crowd, consisting mostly of friends and a few cousins, and sits next to my mom. Jet's side of the aisle is filled with his father and new stepmom, Iris. The woman's daughter, Kala, recently married Jet's older brother, Quint. They announced last night that they're expecting a baby in the spring. His sister Ivy came with her husband, Derek. The younger sister, Lacey, is a wild child. I don't know if she'll ever settle down. It will take quite a man to tame her. Dearly beloved, the officiant begins the ceremony. My heart takes flight while Jet and I look into each other's eyes. The sun dips down the vivid, cloudless sky toward the horizon as we commit our lives together. Then Jet slips a wedding band on my finger, and I slide one on his. We seal our bond with a lingering kiss. Finally, we're man and wife.
Are you happy, Mrs. Dean?
My husband asks as we make our way down the aisle toward our reception. He's all smiles. If he's happy now, just wait. I'm going to give him the best wedding present ever. I send him a glance so full of love and joy. I never imagined my life could be so sweet. I am. How about you, Daddy? As we reach the threshold to the inn, he stops in his tracks and searches my face.
Are you saying?
I'm pregnant. I found out this morning. He embraces me with a hearty laugh.
Well, that's one thing I can cross off my honeymoon honey-do list.
You were making it your mission to knock me up?
Hell yeah.
He kisses me.
I've missed out on 8 years of being with you. I need to accelerate the timetable to start this family. Besides, you're going to be hot, all round and pregnant.
I beam a smile at him. You always seem to think I'm hot.
Because you are. But it's more. You're smart, you're funny and understanding, and you're my other half. I love you, princess.
If you had told me that afternoon you summoned me to the hotel bar that we'd wind up deliriously in love, married, and pregnant within a month, I would have called you crazy.
I'm sure. But I arranged everything because I hoped all those things would happen.
He swallows.
I would have done anything to be with you.
I know. I cup his beloved face. So instead of calling you my enemy that day, I guess I should have called you a genius.
Oh, I like that.
He kids.
A visionary genius, even. Maybe add brilliant to that, too.
I laugh. Now you're laying it on thick. I don't need to inflate your ego anymore.
He leans in for a long, slow kiss. It's not my ego you're inflating, wife.
When he rocks into me, I giggle. I can tell. My husband takes my hand and leads me inside, facing me in all sincerity.
Can I do anything to make you happier? Nothing is more important to me.
When Jet looks at me like he could blissfully stare at me forever as he brushes a gentle thumb over my lower lip, I melt. Why?
You've made me ecstatic every day since you came back into my life. I'm going to make you happy for the next 70 years.
That's a deal I can get behind. I love you too. Then we seal our forever with a kiss.
Want another forbidden confession? She's a pop star running from a killer. He's a protector, determined to keep her safe. Their attraction is unstoppable. Can they stay alive long enough to fall in love? Look for Seducing the Bodyguard. This concludes Seducing the Enemy by Shayla Black. Narrated by Jason Clark. Copyright 2020 by Shelley Bradley, LLC. This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement with Shelley Bradley, LLC, care of the Whalen Agency, Limited, and was produced in the year 2021 by Tantor Media, Incorporated, a division of Recorded Books, which holds the copyright thereto. Please visit tantor.com for more information on our growing library of unabridged audiobooks.